Many of us in our counties, every weekend, you get messages of clubs asking you to sponsor them. They are stranded. They need money to go and play a game in Mombasa. They have no money, Mr. Speaker. So we cannot have a situation where we have done so well on sports academies, but we have nowhere to take this youth after the sports academy. We need to have clubs which are ready to take them on. And we also need to have strong federations which will be there to support that particular sports. So I just want to remove the notion that one, sports academy is about brick and mortar. And I also want to remove the notion that the sports academy should be separate from the schools. Mr. Speaker, if you go to countries like Spain and even Britain, you find that the sports academy, and I know some of us have taken our children there to go and learn in those academies. They are also schools. They have an academic program, and they also have a sports program. So naturally, what I'm trying to say, Mr. Speaker, is that our decision makers must think well and look at the schools that we have in each county, identify those schools to be centers of sports excellence, and provide them with all the facilities they need so that to become great sports institution. Mr. Speaker, I don't know whether members have had an opportunity to watch the ongoing under-20 tournament in Egypt.
Very good.
You look at the quality of play. And today in Nigeria, Kenya is playing against Nigeria. I ask you to watch that game, Mr. Speaker. You will be surprised that the quality of talent we have in Africa is immense, Mr. Speaker. And this is because most of those countries have developed sports academies. Kenya can do well, Mr. Speaker, if we manage our sports well, if we have properly organized and structured and funded sports academy, we will be able to tap that talent in the villages. And sometimes when you go to the village to watch village soccer, you see some quality there. And you wonder why people are not able to scout these players to play for big clubs. It's because we don't have a structure on even scouting for players to go and play for those big clubs or to go and represent us. And Mr. Speaker, when we talk about sports academy, we should not be fixated with soccer only. Let us look at other sports, Mr. Speaker. Rugby, for example. And in the region where I come from, we are naturally rugby players because of the muscle that we have. So we need to identify each area and know which area can do what sport. For example, I know like sports like high jump. The Maasais can do better in that. We need to go there and establish a sports academy for such kind of games. And many other areas. Many other areas that we know naturally, like where Rift Valley. Rift Valley is largely athletics. We need to go there and establish athletics sports academies so that now we have a diversity of sports and not just football. And if we do that, this country can earn a lot of money in foreign exchange through sports. There are countries which have developed because of sports, Mr. Speaker. And if you want to know how sports is important, Mr. Speaker, look at Eldoret town, Mr. Speaker. One of the reasons of why Eldoret town has grown is because of the influx of money from sports, athletics. You can imagine if that was happening all over the country. Like in Vihiga, where people are very good in soccer, we would have serious development because of sports. So let us look at sports as a matter of economic growth. Let us look at sports as a matter of dealing with the youth problem in this country, unemployment, crime, and such. And if we do organize ourselves well, Mr. Speaker, we will be able to become a sports giant, not just in Africa, but in the world. Mr. Speaker, I want to propose that even as I support this bill, I want to call for an overhaul of the entire Sports Act to align it to the Constitution and it also to align it to the realities of our time and also to provide a proper financial model on how sports are going to be funded. And then also we annul those regulations which were designed just to support the Big Four without looking at the initial vision that President Kibaki's government had to support the sports and implement the Vision 2030. Mr. Speaker, with those views and remarks, I want to support and ask the other members to also support this very progressive bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Osotsi. Senator Maureen Mutinda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to really start by appreciating.
Senator Osotsi. Order, please. Allow Senator Mutinda to be heard in silence.
My former chair, and the way I was so keen listening to the party leader. Mr. Speaker, I wanted to start by really appreciating Senator Odinga and Senator Chimera for coming up with this bill. It's a very important bill, Mr. Speaker. Looking at it from the perspective of both academy and the talent point of view, whereby our young people will be able to nurture their talents, more specific, the sports talent, at a younger age. Mr. Speaker, last time when we were looking at Senator Sifuna's bill, the sports bill, as far as the issue of funding is concerned, I gave an example of the Mutei Grannies Football Club. This is a club of football of women aged between 52 years and 75 years who've been playing at this age, and they were able to win. They were able also to go to South Africa, and emotionally they really were so excited. And you ask yourself, Mr. Speaker, if they had an opportunity to start, one, at a very young age, and two, to be able to get an institution, an academy, that they can be able to nurture their sports skills at an early age, Mr. Speaker, then we would have really impacted our young people very much. Mr. Speaker, sports have been looked at as if it's the male-dominated field. But the same sports also, the girl child is in a position to be able to play different sports. And I would also want to encourage, through this bill, that young girls also to come out when these academies are in place to be able to get the adequate training, adequate skills to be able to nurture their talents, because also girls are coming up very well nowadays. I'm the patron of Kayole's Talents, Mr. Speaker, and I'm very proud. Last 3 weeks ago, when I met them with the FKF president, Mr. Mohammed, and we were able to support them. FKF was also able to support them, both financially and also with the kids. I mean, I look at these young girls, the energy that they have. They've decided to, apart from their school work, their academy work, to engage in the football sports, and they're at the premier level. And they started early. So if we have a bigger number of these young girls at an early age, they definitely will be taking our younger generation to greater heights, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I've looked at the bill, clause 381, talks about a person shall be qualified for an appointment as a manager of a county academy if that person has a degree from a university recognized in Kenya. You know, Mr. Speaker, this is where mostly I differ, or my eyebrows get raised, because when we keep on saying just a degree that is recognized, it's one thing to recognize a degree, it's another to have the skills and the knowledge pertaining a specific industry or sector. So it will be good. I wished the members would be here, but because they'll have access to the Hansard, then it should not just be a recognized degree, but it should be a degree, either a management degree, because you're talking about a manager. You know, if you have a theology degree, then how does that relate to sports and the management skill that is needed? So it will be good to specify, because I've seen in a previous clause, 38C, 2A, a chairperson should hold a degree from a recognized in Kenya and is knowledgeable in sports, finance, commerce, law, you know, appointed by the governor. This one specifies. So if this specification is already in place, then even in clause 3811A, that specialization should be brought out. And I think that's why when we are doing our degree level, definitely there's what you call specialization. You have to do a specialization. There's a reason why we do specialization. So that should be very important, Mr. Speaker. No, sports should not be just about football. Because when you talk about sports, mostly what comes to most people's mind is football is sort of the main sport. There are so many other different sports. Apart from volleyball, basketball, and all that, we have new sports that are nowadays in place that should also be encouraged. Could be indoor, could be outdoor, but our young people should be able to be encouraged through this academy, sports academy institutions. They continue nurturing their talent. I've listened to Senator Sosi when he made a point in terms of buildings. You know, we do not need, you know, how you pass a knowledge, it doesn't mean that you need to be confined in specific rooms, in specific spaces. The skill knowledge should be passed by, of course, the relevant qualified personnel, and the people who are receiving the same knowledge and skills should be ready to receive that. What am I trying to say? We have our learning institutions. Case example, the primary school. Like here in Nairobi, you know, we have over, 100 primary schools, there's high schools. When schools have closed, especially during the April, August, December holidays, these schools, these rooms are just not utilized. It will be the best time when this bill passes, like we can start with our own public institutions for these academies to take place. These learning institutions can be utilized. Even the universities, even the technical institutions can be utilized to kickstart their academic sports center. We don't need to wait until there's funding. We build big institution, big rooms here and there. We can start with what we have. We have classrooms, and those classrooms can be used, especially during the holiday period of time. Mr. Speaker, I've looked at also the bill which talks about protection of the minors in sports. It has covered it well, because you find that young people are coming up, but at times they do not have a guardian, an older person who can be able to guide them, an agent who's qualified and who has the same ambition with the academia in matters of sport. You find that young talents, at times, they start very well, and at some point, they lose it. One of the reasons could be, of course, mismanagement, poor management. And there should be thorough scrutiny, even when these managers are the ones helping these young people to enroll in this sports field. They should be genuine. They should be having the same vision and the same goal with the minor who's talented to be able to perform the different sports activities. At the same time, Mr. Speaker, there is the issue of the mental health cases. We've seen sports whereby people have engaged in different sports, like the boxing activity, whereby after some time someone is not even able to focus, is not even able to continue this normal life. It could be because of the injuries, you know. So the bill should also bring about the element of how, apart from the way it has covered very well, how minors should have guardians, should be protected, even when they're signing these contracts. There's a guideline. So the owners of the bill should also instill the issue of mental health cases, where we've seen some of the people started very well, and at some point they lost it. You are told that this was a champion, but you look at them after a few years down the line, either the manager misappropriated the funds, there was no correct management, and they lose it, you know. And these are our people. So what happens with the young people who want to emulate and walk the journey? It becomes very discouraging. So mental health should be addressed in this bill, so that sports does not just end at a certain level. We've also seen poor financial management at times with the people who have excelled in sports because of probably big amounts of payment, and then after some time they just lose it in the way. So the academy should also have a facility that offers the counseling aspect, mental health discussions, financial management discussions of our people, so that they are able to see how do they go to the next level with the right guidance, Mr. Speaker. So all said, is a bill that I, as an academician, Mr. Speaker, I fully support, and I hope that the right people, the committee members, the managers, will put the passion as far as sports is concerned, not any other thing ahead, but should put the passion of sports, so that we continue nurturing more and more talents. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Hamida Kibwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, just looking at, first I would really, I want to appreciate my two colleagues, Senator Odinga and Senator Chimera, for this bill. It is a good one, and looking at the bill, the overview, is to amend the Act, Cap 223, by establishing County Sports Academy and providing legal protections for minors in sports. Mr. Speaker, looking at it, for example, the two, that's Section 2, key provisions and their relevance, that's County Sports Academies, Section 38A to 38M. The provision reads, mandates each county to establish at least one sports academy with structured training programs, technical staff, and linkages to local communities and international bodies. Mr. Speaker, looking at this, the issues here are many. One, like for example, rising stars from counties like Kericho, Elgeyo Marakwet often move to Nairobi for opportunities, Mr. Speaker. The problems, of course, many counties, especially in northern Kenya, lack basic sports infrastructure, talents, and remote areas remain untapped. It's really unfortunate looking at how these young people struggle, moving from one county to another, just searching for such, and looking at the rising stars. Senator Tabitha just mentioned about